Welcome to the Junk Project. I'm your host, Michelle Hill, and today we have the awesome opportunity to be joined with our guest, Miranda Jiggins. Hey, Miranda, let us know about you and what you do.
Hey, Michelle. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and on your awesome podcast. I think what you're doing with your junk removal and your work is absolutely amazing, and you're so inspiring to multiple people, especially women in the industry. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I needed to hear that. That you hit me at the right time with that. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Well, it's true. Whenever I see your post, I was like, oh my God, she's amazing. I'm like, it's so inspiring. I'm like, other women need to do this. Yeah. It's a way to be a power force.
Thank you. I think you're super inspiring because I'm so fascinated the fact with how you just everything that you do. So I'll let you share.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I need to hear that too. Thank you so much. So I do lifestyle transformations through fitness. I am a personal trainer and my programs have evolved over the years. I used to do just training, but now I do lifestyle transformations through fitness. So I've literally mushed together the whole lifestyle piece through fitness plus fitness, and it's made it into one big program. It's absolutely amazing. So that's what I do, and I love what I do so much. I'm also a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner, and I'm a competitive bodybuilder. So, and I'm a cat mom. So I'm 4 different.
That's probably the coolest right there, the cat mom.
100%.
So, how long have you been in business?
I have been in business so I've been training since starting my business since 2018 roughly, but I've been on my own without a part-time job since the middle of 2019. So when I got started, I had a mentor who helped me get started. She's absolutely amazing. Her name's Betsy McNally. She got me started. She kind of took me under her wing and showed me the ropes. And then she got me started, and when I first started, I was selling cars full time. So I did that. Yeah. So that's what I used to do. So I did that and started my business. And then I was training and selling at the same time. So I was teaching, I think 1 or 2 times a week. And I would teach on my days off from my big girl sales job, right? Yeah. That's a full-time job. So I had 2 days off, and on my days off, I would do that. And then my business grew, which is so exciting. And it got to the point where my business was getting too much for me to do that and sell cars, but I still needed a part-time job just to kind of bridge the income a little bit. So I got a job at a tanning salon, and I was able to work there 15 to 20 hours per week, and my schedule there was super flexible. So that was actually great. So I did that, and which freed me up a lot of time wise to, continue building my business more. And then it was right in the summer of 2019, I left my tanning salon job, and I've been full-time trainer ever since. Full-time trainer, full-time business owner. Yeah. So I love it, and it's so great.
That's awesome. So I've been in and out of the gyms over 20 years, right? And it's funny because I've always had a trainer, but I never pay attention. So I couldn't tell you what to do. And I think I've gotten to the point where I just like having somebody tell me what to do. So I don't have to figure out, because there's so many different things you can do. And if you got to hold the weight this way or this way to build that particular muscle. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is something I just don't want to learn. So I'm always fascinated with trainers like yourself who do know this and learn it. And you do online classes as well, right? Is that mainly what you do?
Yeah, I am strictly online now. I used to be fully in person. I was in person 95% before COVID hit. I was doing a little online, nothing crazy at all. It was just 1 or 2 scattered here and there. I had the system set up, but that was it. And then when COVID hit, I had to switch everything online. I heard that the gyms were shutting down, I seriously saw it before it happened. I was like, oh my God, I was like, these gyms are going to shut down. So I worked for, I think it was 48 or 72 hours straight. I switched all my clients from in-person to online. I made every single one of them plan. I completely redid my schedule and I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. So I was super lucky and blessed that 80% of them stayed. I had a few drop off, unfortunately, just due to strictly, financial reasons and, COVID. It was really, really hard in some families. But I was super happy that, 80% of the same because I am self-employed.
Yeah.
And all of that. So I did that. And then once I switched to online, it's kind of stayed online since then. And I am 100% online right now. I was still doing a little bit of in-person training up until January of 2022. I'm no longer at that place anymore doing my in-person training, and I'm completely online now. So
that's awesome.
Great.
So can you work with people like some people don't have, any or much workout equipment, and other people, have like a full-blown gym at home. So can you work with both those kind of people on, how to do their fitness?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. 100%. That's actually one of my specialties. So my clients are 85. My adult clients are probably 85% women. I have a few guys, most of them are women. One of my specialties, I can make your workout happen with nothing or a bunch of things. So whatever you've got, most people have weights and bands, but I can seriously make it happen with nothing or a whole bunch of things. And in my classes that I teach online, I can modify to fit what you have as well too. So for example, if someone in my class has a full gym at home, I can make their workout happen during that class with their full gym. If someone doesn't have anything, I can make it happen, with just a chair or just the ground. Or obviously if they need a modification because of, a injury or something, we can do that too. So that's why I keep my classes small. I've always had them smaller like that, just so I can watch people's form and help them, and correct their form, and then make sure that, I've been known to give 4 different workouts in the same set during class. So I can literally make it happen whatever the person needs. Yeah, everything I do is really custom to the client. So I can make it happen for whatever their needs. So if you don't have any equipment, that is no problem.
That's
not an
really
issue.
Awesome. Yeah, because some people just don't have the equipment or the bands or anything. So do you do like one-to-one training as well as a class training, or do you just try and keep it all class?
I used to do privates. I've been full with privates for about a year. So I don't really take private training anymore. I could once in a while, but I really am focusing on, I have my whole Transform You program right now is lifestyle transformations plus fitness. So it's great because we do inner work and we do boundaries work, and we have an AM PM routine, and they have weekly check-ins to me. So that's what I'm focusing on. I guess that's my private time with them, is that when I'm doing the check-in sheet, and then they come to class. So that's kind of what it's evolved to. I don't really take a whole lot of privates anymore, but it's more of the small group classes plus, the actual program, like the lifestyle transformations program that comes with it as well too. But I can do written workouts. So for example, if someone can't come to class, or if someone can only make 1 class per week and they want to go to the gym for their other days, I can write them a workout, and those are awesome. So I can put on there, okay, so you're going to go to the gym and you're going to do, 15 leg presses, then 20 deadlifts, and then, 20 squat pulses. So I write them out a whole written workout. So they just literally follow that along in the gym, or they can do a written workout for at home as well too. So that's another option. That's really great that a lot of people do. Oh,
that's pretty cool. And do you do like nutrition and stuff like that? Help them with their nutrition if they need help with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I have my nutrition certification. So I do meal planning, and meal planning is included in, my program. Everything I've really evolved with my meals because I said, 85% of my clients are women, and they're run businesses, and they're moms, and they're, but I'm doing 10 different things during the day. They're all super women. I don't know how they get it done, but the things, yes, definitely. I do custom meal planning, and it's really evolved. It was really based on what their person's lifestyle is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of quick snacks, easy dinners that are healthy. I'm very realistic and very practical when it comes to my meal planning, just because of the main client that I have. I understand that client really well. So I don't do, super in-depth meal plans that are like, a cup of rice with each meal and 3 ounces of chicken. My diet like that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not my client. My client wants to be able to go to Starbucks and order a coffee that's not 600 calories. They want that. They want a healthy crock pot dinner that they can make that everyone in their family is going to like, and they're not going to, fall off the wagon with their meal plan. That's my kind of client. So I love doing that, and I can get really creative with my recipes. I also have an eating out cheat sheet that I'm really proud of. So I've created an eating out cheat sheet that they can go and, that has different suggestions when you're eating out that are a little bit healthier versus, going to a restaurant and not 100% sure what to order. So the eating out is awesome, and that's really popular.
It's so funny because I definitely have to work on my discipline, because I'll go out to eat and I'm like, okay, I know I should have the salad or something, lean meat. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh no, let's get the fried chicken or whatever, right? I mean, I'm so bad about that, because I'm like, next time. Every time I say it, I'll do it next time. And next time comes and I don't do it next time either. So, and I hate cooking. So I have to figure something out where, I can do like frozen foods and just heat it in the microwave, because I really hate cooking. So it's really funny, but I'm always saying, okay, next time I'll do better. And then I don't. So how do you work with people like that struggle with that discipline?
Yeah. Well, those people are my favorite. So bring them on. I tell every single person, okay, when I first do a meal plan with somebody, I ask them what their current eating habits are right now, and I ask people to be brutally honest with me. So if you eat one time a day, or if you're eating, if you eat McDonald's every single day, that's totally okay. But I need to know, okay? Right. There's no judgment. It's just, we have a starting point. So for someone that struggles with the discipline, I give them one assigned meal per day, just one. We start there. Okay. So for example, eat like you normally do when you first start. Okay. But we're going to change one of your meals, just one. Okay. Yeah. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack. We agree on that together. So for example, if you pick your dinner, so breakfast and lunch is going to be exactly what you normally eat. Okay. Dinner is going to be the one new meal. Right. And then we cater it as to how easy or complex you need it, blah, blah, blah. Then we do that for a couple weeks. And once that becomes easier for them, then we add in another one, right? So then after, roughly 3 to 4 weeks, okay, we add in another one, okay? So now your dinner and your lunches, so your dinner has already changed. We're going to modify the lunch now, but breakfast and snack, just eat as you normally would.
Yeah.
Okay, then we do that for 3 to 4 weeks, and we added another one. That has been really effective in regards to people that struggle with discipline, and that's a lifestyle change. I do lifestyle transformations. This is not quick fixes, right?
Yeah.
I don't do quick fixes. I don't do lose 50 pounds in 20 days. There's programs out there for that. I'm not one of them. This is lifestyle, slow lifestyle transformations.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a slow progression, and it's baby steps in order it to be for life, right? So that's what I do for the people that struggle with the discipline, or, are just seriously 100% just getting started. And that's worked really, really well. And I love that method. A lot of people, when they first start, and I love this, they're super, ready to go, right? They're like, I'm going to change everything, and I'm going to completely redo my diet. I'm going to work out 7 times a week. And I'm just like, hold the brakes.
Yeah.
I tell them I really appreciate the enthusiasm, but I know you're excited, but that excitement won't last forever, and we want this to be a lifestyle change. So the biggest mistake that I see people make is that they want to change everything 180 degrees day one. That will 100% backfire. You'll be frustrated. I'll be frustrated. This was not going to work. So I give them their goal, their assignment. If they want to do more than that, that's great. But to meet their goal for the week, it's just like the one thing that we've changed, So then we slowly incorporate it, and it's worked really, really well that way.
I think that's cool because it's doable. Like several years ago, I'm not going to say it was a diet, but I had changed my eating. I was eating super healthy, but I didn't know how to tell customers no. Like one customer ordered pizza and I said, no, I can't eat it. I'm on a diet. I should have just said no, no, period. Or no, I have allergies if I felt that bad, right? Just say something else. And she buys it and I felt obligated to eat it. And after that, never got back into eating healthy again. And it really made me mad because I felt like, I let her decide my fate that day on how I was going to eat because I felt guilty about um, not making her happy that she ordered pizza. And I'm like, it kind of made me mad that when I said don't, she did it anyway. So how do you help people with that guilt on problems like that? Because I seem to come across that a little bit more often than not. And it's not that I can't say no. I feel guilty on saying no. So then I don't say no.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. That's legit and 100% happens more often than not. And that should be actually talked about more. I should probably talk about that more on my Facebook. So first and foremost, that's why in Transform You, we do boundaries work. Okay. One of your very first assignments within the first couple of weeks, we do boundaries training. Okay. And I go over with the client. I've personally been through a huge inner work journey over the past year, and it's totally changed my life. So that's why I'm doing this program, is because it's insanely helped me. Right. So I've totally been through, I've been from 0 to 100 with the boundaries. I've had none and now I have tons, but we do boundaries work first thing. And I have them pick 3 to 4 solid boundaries and we agree on them together. So that's what we do very first during Transform You. And that really helps with situations like that. Okay. So that's one piece of it. So we do the boundaries. And then when the situations come up, A, they have the boundaries in their toolbox, but B, I tell them all the time, and you are not alone. I hear the situation all the time. People want to get healthy. They're on track, but someone at work brings in pizza, or they're on it, but their husband or their boyfriend is like crap, or they're on it and they're at their kid's baseball game and all they have is hot dogs and they're starving, So, or like you said, it's the external influences, right? I see people fall off the track more because of external influences like people than their own decisions.
Right.
Which is kind of messed up if you think about it.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's the guilt. And we're people pleasers, right? As high performer women, we're people pleasers. We don't want to say no, because that's just who we are, right? Because we're nice, genuine, good people.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of work. But I tell them to explain to whoever they're with when they very first start. They say, hey, listen, just so you know, communication is totally key. I'm starting this journey. Okay. I'm not coming off of this journey. And I just ask you to really respect my boundaries for this. And once they tell the other person that, it really helps. Okay. That's made a huge difference. I also do, so every single one of my clients, depending on where they're at, the goal is to get them on 1 cheat meal per week. Okay. 80% of them are a couple of more too. But when you first start, it all depends on how you eat. Like, if you don't eat that great, I'm not going to give you only 1. We're probably going to start with 2, then wean ourselves off. But most of my clients have 1 cheat meal per week, and it's an assigned day. So, for example, if your cheat meal is on Saturday, that's your cheat meal day, and it's great. And you can eat, for your meal, you can have pizza, burger, whatever you want for your meal. Okay.
All right.
And it really helps getting them on track and on a schedule. So for example, if Thursday's here and they're having a craving, or their husband or, a client wants to go get dinner and wants to, to have pizza or whatever, they can say, okay, great, I can do that on Saturday. Right? So it really, they're not saying no. Okay. They're not saying no. They don't feel obligated to say no. They're saying yes, but just doing it on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that has really helped as well too. So now all my clients, all their husbands know their cheat meals are on the weekends. So y'all just wait. It's magic. It's like they know. You have to seriously train the other people in your life. That's what you have to do. It's not you. You have to train the other people in your life. And that's very hard to do. But once they get on the schedule and they know, then they don't even ask during the week. And then they know it's on the weekend. So if they plan something like a fun dinner or something, it's going to be on the weekend. So, or on their cheat meal day. So that's the method that I do. And that has worked really, really well in regards to the guilt and all of that. So they still stay on track. They can still have, you know, their fun foods or whatever. And it's on the same day every single week. So everyone in their life knows their cheat meal day is on Saturday. And if they want to hang out with them and, you know, eat funnel cake fries, that's totally fine. But they can, but on Saturday. So it takes a couple months to get that, but once you get to that point, it's really great. And, you know, it's awesome, but it's more of training the other people in your life and explaining to them what's going on, being communicative and telling them, hey, this is my cheat meal day now. And then if someone comes to them on a Wednesday, they can say, okay, great. I can totally do that with you, but on Saturday. So let's make a time for Saturday. And I've never had anyone get mad, you know, any of that. So that's been worked out really great in all the ways.
I think that's pretty cool. So I went to this one gym and we had a whiteboard, and on one side you had to put down what you were doing, and on the other side you had to put down what you were giving up and what you were changing it to. So I put down, right now I'm doing vanilla vodka and Coke, and I'm going to change it to vanilla vodka and Coke Zero, you know. I've found myself, especially recently, I'm like, I tend to drink more, and I get up at 1 a.m. So ironically, I find myself drinking at like 6 or 7, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. So I need to work on that. But how would you help somebody who likes to drink a lot and try and start cutting that back?
Yeah, definitely. That's a great choice, or not choice, option. I was gonna say that Coke to Coke Zero, like you said, is a great choice. Someone likes to drink a lot. I go really slow, and it's just slowly weaning them off. I really don't believe in any flipping someone's life 180 degrees at all with anything. It doesn't work in my experience. If someone else has experience with that, and it works, that's great. But me personally, it's just not realistic, you know. It's just except for there's one caveat to that. I have someone in TU that has quit smoking, and we quit her cold turkey. She has the patch, but I just said no more, you know, and the boundaries work, but she still has the patch. But that is like the only exception to that. But yeah, in regards to the drinking, I find out what they're drinking. Is it red wine? Is it just alcohol? Or is it, you know, a whole bunch of sugary drinks? That's right there. That's question number one. Because if you're just having some vodka a couple times a week in a seltzer or in a Sprite Zero, that's totally different, in my opinion, than drinking, you know, 4 frozen margaritas a week. Right. Because that has all the sugar and everything in it. So that's step one, is finding out what it is. Okay. If it's the frozen margarita situation, that sugar's got to go 100%. I'm more concerned about that sugar than the alcohol.
That's so bad, because I order those and then I'm like, add the sugar to the round. I mean, and add a lot, because I want to lick it off.
Right. Yeah, you want to lick it off for sure. It's there to lick. That's like the fun part.
I got a story on that, but I'll wait.
That's so funny. But so that's what I do. Is number one, I find out what it is. So if it's the sugary drinks, first off, the sugar, in my opinion, will kill you way faster than alcohol will, you know, in regards to your weight loss goals. Okay. Right. So if it's the sugary drinks, I ask them if we can switch to sometimes what I recommend for people that do that is take like a Coke Zero or a Sprite Zero, stick it in a blender, throw a bunch of ice in there, and throw some vodka in there, and then blend it. Cool. So it kind of makes a slushy, but it's not that, you know, and then it's a spoon. So that can be a really good thing to wean someone off of that. So if they're all sugar drinks all the time, that's step one, is to get them to switch to something where it's, you know, Sprite Zero and some vodka, something where it's, you know, no sugar, really low calorie. Okay. So that's step one, if they're on that spectrum. If they're kind of like you, where you're just doing, what do you do? Rum and zero?
I do Vanilla vodka and Coke Zero.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, vanilla vodka and Coke Zero. So yeah, so something like that, because that's already really like low in sugar, not many calories. I would suggest to take one away per week.
Okay.
Just one, and then wait a couple weeks and then take another one away. And only get yourself down until you just have it on your cheat meal day.
Yeah, I have to figure out. I mean, I'm like drink illiterate, so I'll go to the bar and I'm like, I don't know a lot about drinks. So the easy thing for me to order is either like a pina colada or a frozen margarita, and so I got to figure out, like you said, something I can switch it to if when it's not like I go to the bar often, but something I can figure out to switch it to, so I'm not having to automatically order something that I know is just not going to be good. Find something that's less calories or something.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, in my opinion, the sugar, I mean, obviously you don't want to be drinking tons of alcohol because it does slow your metabolism, but your body does not like the sugar at all either. That will do that in my opinion will kill you. So it's just, swapping out one for the other and slowly weaning yourself off. So yeah, that's what I would recommend for sure. And just try a couple of different things, you may like it, you may like it. So yeah, that's what I recommend to do. And then I was tried to, it's just decreasing one, waiting a couple of weeks, taking another one away until you get to the point where you can have it only on your cheat meal day. Okay, it's like, cool. Like all my Transform You women, they all love wine. I think everyone loves wine, but a lot of them right now will only have wine on their cheat meal day, which is great. They'll go out, have dinner with, whoever, have their meal, a couple glasses of wine, and they're good, and they'll do it again the next Saturday. But it's one thing, and that will not make you fall off the train at all. This is real life, right? This is real life. This is not. We're not trying to be bodybuilders, even though I'm a bodybuilder. I don't train them. We're not trying to be bodybuilders. We're just trying to be healthier and feel confident and hot in our clothes. And on the inside, we're trying to like radiate the confidence from the inside out and just feel better, and then that elevates every other part of your life. So
So the other day, my husband and I were at a steakhouse, and I had ordered a frozen margarita, obviously with sugar on it, and I got caught licking the side of the glass. So I'm like, yeah, this is not sexy. This did not look good. And so I'm like, I definitely it was kind of embarrassing because I'm like, licking the glass, and I'm like, yeah, that just doesn't look good. It was so bad. But oh man, that's awesome. Because sometimes I'll drink beer and I change it up, but sometimes I don't drink at all. So I don't know what it is. I haven't really paid attention to the times that why do I start drinking a bit more for this month, and then I don't drink anything for the next 3 or 4 months. So I really want to pay more attention to why I'm doing this, because like you said, I don't want to do all this workout and then ruin it because I don't want to eat right, or I want to continue drinking stuff that's really just not good for me as well. So I mean, you're doing a lot of work working out, and it sucks that you sabotage yourself, which I'm great at doing, constantly. And so that's what I've got to work on. I mean, for me personally, is just to quit self-sabotaging, all the effort that I do with the workouts.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And it's just baby steps, it's baby steps. And also the key is if you fall off the train, which you will, everyone will. I mean, that's one thing about me is I'm the most motivating person on the entire planet. I will be by your side, supporting you all the time, but I also keep it real, I mean, I would never tell anyone when they first come in, this is going to be easy. I'm straight up. I tell everyone, I'm like, this is probably the hardest thing you'll ever do, but the most rewarding, and you will fall off the wagon. I tell every single person that on their very first phone consult. Okay. I know a lot of programs don't, but I do, because this is real life once again. Right. So, but then mentally we're set up to say, okay, cool. So if I fall off, it's all good. We just pop right back on. Right. So that's also why I have like this weekly check-in sheet. So if someone tells me they killed it with their nutrition, but they fell off the wagon with their fitness, it says, okay, cool. So you were awesome on your nutrition. We were a little off on the fitness. No worries. Let's make a plan to get you right back on. So if we do fall off, there's no judgment, right? There's no, it can be really easy to get super hard on yourself if you fall off. that is the kid. It's crazy. That's like the number one thing that I see where most people, quote unquote, fail or don't complete a program. Not my clients, but just, I guess, well, anyone in general.
Yeah.
It's because the judgment that they give themselves if they mess up, you know, if they mess up, you have the feelings of failure and the guilt and all that. So I really work with them and I say, okay, it's okay. You fell off one day. It's all good, right? Today's the day. What are we going to do to do better today? Right? Yeah. It's all good. And then we just continue forward, right? And it's just magic. And so and like with the self-sabotage, just, you know, if it happens, just recognize the patterns. Say, okay, I like to drink then, or when I'm stressed out, I'll order a drink more. And then recognize those patterns, and then know your triggers, and then just slowly start decreasing it, or try to only do it on your cheat meal day.
I think that's pretty cool. I've noticed sometimes what I do too is if I fall off the wagon, I'm like, oh, okay, the whole day is blown, instead of just going, no, the next meal is the new beginning. You know, I don't have to start tomorrow morning. I can start that day. So I've realized a lot of this is stuff I have to tell myself constantly. And my business and my job is very, very physical. And I eat like crap. But my problem is, if I don't change it soon, when I'm not doing the work anymore and I'm not as physical, if I don't change my eating, I'm going to blow up. And that is what I don't want. And so I have to keep putting in my head that mentality that, look, this is, like you say, it's a lifestyle. It's a life change, you know, and it's okay to go slow. You know, I don't have to try and do this overnight. It didn't take me overnight to get where I'm at. It took me several years, you know, so it's constantly, I think, telling yourself, hey, so I screwed up on this meal. That's fine. The next meal, I'll do what I'm supposed to do, you know, and, but I do notice I do the same thing. I tell myself, okay, I'll start next morning, because I want the whole day to be perfect. And it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect, you know?
Yes, exactly. And especially us that are business owners and are really high performers, you know, we want things to be perfect. That's just who we are. You know, that's what we like. That's what we thrive off of, you know? So making that switch with your diet as to saying, okay, you know, I didn't make the best choices for lunch, but dinner is going to be different. I'm going to make a good choice during, even if it's eating one vegetable, right?
Yeah.
And something small. It doesn't have to be a full-blown salad. So even if you're having, you know, more of a rough day and you didn't make the best choices during lunch, and even for dinner, if you have a burger and a side of broccoli, that's great. You know, seriously, it's just, and it's some really small changes like that will add up to the big things. It will with time. It's the process with time. But it's the thing. It's like, okay, just because you didn't make the best choice for lunch doesn't mean that the whole day is blown, you know?
Right.
And you can still make it doesn't have to be perfect for dinner, but at least somewhat healthier, just conscious decision will seriously add up over time for the lifestyle.
And for me, sometimes I struggle with eating like just a plain salad. So when I get ranch, I don't like anything on my food anyway. I don't like sauces on my food. So I get ranch on the side. And what I do is I just dip my fork tines in it just a little bit. So that way I don't have the whole thing on my salad. And I've noticed every time I have, I mean, if you're talking, I don't know, a 2-inch round cup or whatever, what you see at a restaurant, more than half is usually still in there, because I'm only dipping the tines in there, you know, and not pouring it all on the salad. So that seems to help when, you know, I don't want to like eat completely 100%, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And that's an awesome way of, you know, making a really good choice, you know, because salads are great, but if you dump a whole bunch of ranch or Thousand Island on it, it just defeats.
It does.
You know, but if you do it that way, if, you know, just dipping the tines in, I actually recommend that to my clients. That's really great. Or if they like if they like the dressing on the salad, I have them ask their server to only fill it halfway, and then they dump it all on and it's still on there. So yeah, that's awesome. I love that for sure. Love that.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions, just various fun questions I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
So the first one is, if you could have a billboard with anything on it, what would it say?
Oh, okay. I said something and my client quoted it and sent it to me. So I'm going to read it because it made,
Okay.
hold on.
Awesome.
It will take, let me just pull it up. Um, Sometimes I say stuff and my clients, it makes my day. They'll pick it up as like a Miranda-ism and I don't even remember
I love that.
did to me. Okay, so one of my clients, she's super sweet. She texted me yesterday. She said, that quote is amazing. That needs to be on stuff. And I said, I refuse to go back to my old self. I hold myself to a much higher standard than that.
That's awesome.
And
I love that.
Thank you. And apparently I wrote that in a quote or in a post or a text to my clients or something. And she quoted it and wrote it down on her notebook and sent it to me. So I was like, I love that. Yes.
That is an awesome quote. I love that. What makes you smile?
What makes me smile? My client success makes me smile. They are my driving force, number one. The other thing that makes me smile is when I've had a very accomplished feeling day. I don't like having days where I feel unaccomplished. So if I feel accomplished during the day, I will definitely be smiling. And also the sunshine and the warm weather makes me smile because I'm not a cold weather.
Yeah, no. I mean, I like rain when I don't have to work in it, but most of the time I'm working in it, so it's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
How would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered by making an impact and having significance on people's lives.
I like it.
I want to be some kind of a significant force in their lives, whatever that is to them, because that could be totally different things to different people, but that significance and making some kind of an impact.
Okay. I like it. That's how I feel like I want to be in my business. Where'd it go? What gives you motivation to keep going?
Oh, that's a hard question. I get that question a lot. I honestly, I just have this inner drive inside of me that just keeps me going. I've been through some really hard things mentally. I've been drugged down and brought back up somehow lots of times. So people ask me all the time, how do you keep going? How do you keep going? You know, and I just have this inner drive inside of me that just
can't quit.
Can't quit, you know, and that sounds so cliche, but it's true. I mean, there's some days that are hard, man, and you're just like, what? You know, or seriously, but that, and when I get a message from somebody, whether it's a client or someone just random off of the internet that I didn't even, you know, that I didn't know, looked at my stuff, and they said, you made my day today, or I needed to see this today, you know, or you pulled me out of a shell today. That right there just makes it all worth it, because I know what it's like to have no one in your corner, no one understanding what you're feeling like you're going through. I know what it's like to feel super alone. So when I get that from somebody, that just makes it all worth it, because my whole life mission is to be that person for someone that someone can relate to when they don't feel like they have anyone. And when I get messages like that, it just truly makes my whole day.
That's awesome. I love that. So I have one last question. And how do you get rid of the trash and junk in your life when it piles up?
That's a great question. I do multiple different things. Okay, so fitness is like my mental release. Okay. So whenever if I need to process something big, celebrate something, or I'm just having a rough day, I will immediately go to the gym. So I've been known, if I have a break during the day and I'm supposed to be doing work and I've had a rough morning so far, or if something really exciting happened, I need to process, my mind will block out and I'll have to go do something active. Even if it's not a crazy workout, even if it's just a walk in the park or something, that's how I process things for sure. Definitely.
That's awesome. Share with us your I just forgot the word, your social media and things, how people can contact you.
Yeah. So Facebook is just my name, Miranda Jiggins on Facebook. And my website is mirandajiggins.com. Instagram, it's Miranda Jiggins Fitness _LLC. And I'm a pretty easy person. I'm on LinkedIn as well. It's just my name. I'm a pretty easy person to find.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I truly appreciate your time. It's been awesome. I've learned so much from you, and definitely going to get my butt in gear with some of these things that I need to change. So I truly appreciate everything and you coming on and sharing your story with our audience.
No problem. Thank you more for having me. I wouldn't be here without you. So I really appreciate you and all the amazing things you are doing. So thank you so much for having me. What a great start to the day today.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Awesome. Well, you have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yes, sounds good.
Y'all have a great day.